Fun at the State Fair of Texas. Hi, I'm Eddie Parker. I live in Dallas, Texas. Hi, I'm Eddie Parker. I live in Dallas, Texas. Now, my family and I are at the State Fair of Texas. Now, my family and I are at the State Fair of Texas. The fair is over 130 years old, and it's the biggest fair in the USA. The fair is over 130 years old, and it's the biggest fair in the USA. I'll show you around. Follow me. I'll show you around. Follow me. Goat show. Look at the goats here. This is a goat show. Look at the goats here. This is a goat show. My younger brother, Steve, entered it. My younger brother, Steve, entered it. The goats in the show don't have to be big, but they have to be healthy. The goats in the show don't have to be big, but they have to be healthy. They have to produce a lot of milk to win a prize. They have to produce a lot of milk to win a prize. Steve took good care of his goat, Bonnie. Steve took good care of his goat, Bonnie. Wow! Steve and Bonnie won a white ribbon, third prize. Wow! Steve and Bonnie won a white ribbon, third prize. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of them. Now, it's lunchtime, so we're eating fair food. Now, it's lunchtime, so we're eating fair food. Mom and Dad are eating nachos and fajitas. Mom and Dad are eating nachos and fajitas. They are Tex-Mex food. They are Tex-Mex food. Tex-Mex food is a combination of food from Texas and Mexico. Tex-Mex food is a combination of food from Texas and Mexico. Dad's face is getting red because his fajita is too Dad's face is getting red because his fajita is too spicy. Dad's face is getting red because his fajita is too spicy. Steve and I are eating corn dogs. They taste great. Steve and I are eating corn dogs. They taste great. Let's move on to the quilt contest. Let's move on to the quilt contest. Quilting has a long tradition. Quilting has a long tradition. In the past, fabric was expensive. In the past, fabric was expensive. To make a blanket, people had to collect small pieces of fabric and sew them together. To make a blanket, people had to collect small pieces of fabric and sew them together. To make a blanket, people had to collect small pieces of fabric and sew them together. Grandma and her friends had a quilting bee asterisk every week. Grandma and her friends had a quilting bee asterisk every week. They had to work on the quilt for the contest for over 6 months. They had to work on the quilt for the contest for over 6 months. Look. It's very colorful and unique. Look. It's very colorful and unique. Look. It's very colorful and unique. The most exciting part of the day is riding the Texas Star. The most exciting part of the day is riding the Texas Star. It's a tall Ferris wheel. It's a tall Ferris wheel. Wow! Steve and I are now on the top. I'm scared, but the view is amazing. I'm scared, but the view is amazing. I love living in Texas and going to the fair. I love living in Texas and going to the fair. Come to the fair someday. Come to the fair someday. Fun at the State Fair of Texas.